How long should I date before I get married? My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and we also started a second organization dedicated to this kind of question. It's called Premarital Academy, premaritalacademy.org, and we want to help you. The reason why you're not sure is because there's so little good information in society, isn't it true? Everything comes to us through magazines and through gossip, but where's the professional help? So let's take a look at marriage objectively. People get married for two reasons, primarily. Two, let's say, high-level reasons. The first is that they want to be happy. Isn't it true? Isn't that why you want to get married? Now, there's sub-reasons. You want to have children. You want to be with your companion. You want to fit into society in that realm of married people. You want to be happier. Those things bring you happiness. But then there's a second reason that's also extremely important. And that is that you want to experience marital love, unconditional love. Call it what you will, but it's that love where you're safe and secure. You swim in this joyful ocean of love, and it is wonderful. Okay, so those are your two primary reasons for getting married. Then there's all the sub-reasons. Well, you can't just get married, right? First, you have to be engaged. Well, you don't just get engaged. First, you have to date. And so that brings us to the question, how long should you date before you consider engagement? Because these are steps that you're consciously taking to lead you to these two wonderful things, a lifetime of happiness and a lifetime of love. So now we got to ask the question, who are you going to be with? Who's going to help you have these two things? This becomes a Garden of Eden, but you have to be with the right person. The right person. How do you know who's the right person? And this is where the answer to this question lies. How long does it take to get to know somebody well enough before you're sure? Because you don't want to marry someone who's, for instance, addicted to substances, who's abusing drugs or alcohol, right? So you want a list of things that you know you don't want them to have. You don't want them to have anger problems, out of control, or emotional instability. And you might be saying, well, everyone is somewhat emotionally unstable. Sure. So what you do is you start putting together a list for yourself of things that are acceptable, things that are desirable, and things that are not desirable. And naturally, because we need to be self-protective, you're going to be really on the lookout for the things that are not desirable. And you don't want to be dating somebody for a long time if they have these undesirable qualities. So it brings up another important topic. When do I start having sex? And this is really tricky. Because if you start too soon, if you start before you have vetted them, it's going to be very difficult to break it off. And then you might say, but everybody is having premarital sex. But you're not going to marry just anybody. You want your marriage to last a lifetime. Now, there's a lot of good topics covered by sticking with this channel, subscribing, but it's even better still to go to Premarital Academy and start digging in. We've made it intentionally very inexpensive for you so that you can really learn these things and you don't become a negative statistic. Because remember, there's two things that you have the right to insist upon when you do get married. Do you remember what they are? Number one is happiness. Ever increasing happiness, which means every day you're happier than the day before. The second thing is marital love, unconditional love, experiencing ever expanding love. There is no limit to how love can grow. It is the infinite commodity is love. There's not just so much love and you can't have more. It keeps growing every day of your life when you know how. Hope this has helped you. We're here to help you. So take advantage of us, because all of our studies are based on principles, not opinion, not even statistics, but principles, universal principles that apply. And we've been doing this a long time, so we know that it works. God bless. Take care, and thank you for spending some time with me.